Everyone thinks silent competitors are just supportive friends, but that's not true at all. The real truth? They're secretly keeping score while smiling in your face, tracking your wins, measuring themselves against you, and you have no idea it's happening. Today I'm sharing 5 simple ways to spot when someone is competing with you silently. You'll learn how to read the hidden signs, protect your energy, and stop sharing your wins with people who secretly want you to fail. They celebrate your wins weird. Here's the thing. Most people think if someone congratulates you, they're genuinely happy for you. So they keep sharing their good news with everyone. They announce their promotion, their new relationship, their accepted college, and they don't notice the strange responses, the delayed texts, the congratulations that feel forced, the good for you that sounds flat. They miss all the signs because they assume everyone wants them to succeed. Smart people watch how people celebrate their wins. They notice when someone changes the subject quickly, when the smile doesn't reach their eyes, when they immediately follow your good news with their own achievement. Oh, you got promoted? That's cool. I actually just got asked to lead a project. See that? They couldn't just let you have the moment. They had to make it about them too. That's competition, not celebration. Here's the crazy part. A real friend sits in your win with you. They ask questions, they want details. A silent competitor rushes past your news or immediately tops it, every single time. Next time you share good news, watch who asks follow-up questions versus who changes the subject. They don't ask you how you did it. Most people think competitive friends will avoid talking to you about your success, so they expect silence or distance. But that's not how silent competition works. These people stay close, they act interested, they even ask questions. But here's what most people miss. They never ask how you achieved something. They only ask what you achieved. What's your new salary? Not how did you negotiate that? Where are you going on vacation? Not how did you save up for it? See the difference? Smart people notice when someone wants the details but not the process, because a genuine friend wants to learn from you. They want the blueprint so they can succeed too. A silent competitor just wants information to measure themselves against you. They're gathering data, comparing scores. They don't actually want your advice because that would mean admitting you're ahead. That would mean you have something to teach them. Here's something cool. When you share your process and someone looks uncomfortable or bored, you found your competitor. Real supporters lean in during the how. Competitors zone out. Share how you achieved something next time, not just what. Watch who actually listens versus who loses interest. They don't share their own struggles anymore. This one's huge. Most people think everyone hides their struggles equally, so when a friend stops being vulnerable, they don't think much of it. Maybe they're doing better, maybe they're more private now. But here's what's really happening. Silent competitors stop sharing their problems with you specifically. Why? Because they're trying to look perfect in comparison. They can't be vulnerable with their competition. That would be showing weakness. Smart people notice when the relationship becomes one-sided. You're still venting, still asking for advice, still sharing your doubts, but they've gone quiet about their own life. Everything is fine or great or busy. No details, no real problems, no asking for help. They'll share their wins but never their losses, because in their mind, you're not their friend anymore. You're their measuring stick. Here's the thing. Real friendship is mutual vulnerability. When someone stops being real with you but still wants to hear all your stuff, that's not friendship, that's surveillance. They're studying you, not supporting you. Notice if you're the only one being vulnerable in a friendship. That's a red flag. They don't root for you publicly. Most people think silent competitors will be obvious haters, so they look for people who talk bad about you, who roll their eyes at your success. But silent competitors are smarter than that. They won't hate on you publicly. That would expose them. Instead, they do something sneaky. They just don't hype you up, ever. Someone else brings up your achievement, they stay quiet. Someone praises your work, they add nothing. They're not tearing you down, they're just refusing to build you up. Smart people pay attention to who amplifies you and who goes silent. Your real friends will brag about you to others. Did you hear what she did? You should see his project. She's killing it right now. They're proud of you in public. Silent competitors can't bring themselves to do that because praising you feels like losing to them. So they stay neutral. They nod, they smile, but they never add to your praise. Here's the crazy part. This costs them nothing. Hyping up a friend is free. When someone won't do something that's completely free, it's because it costs them emotionally. Your success hurts them. Track who hypes you up when you're not around. Ask yourself who's actually proud versus who stays quiet. They don't take your advice seriously. Most people think if someone asks for advice, they value your opinion. So when a silent competitor asks what you think, you assume they want to know. You share your thoughts, your experience, your suggestions, and they nod along. They say, "That's a good idea," or "I'll think about that." But here's what most people don't notice. They never actually take your advice, ever. They asked just to seem interested, just to keep the relationship normal. Smart people watch what happens after you give advice. Does the person try it? Do they report back? Do they thank you when it works? Or do they just keep doing things their own way and acting like the conversation never happened? Silent competitors ask for advice they have no intention of taking, because taking your advice would mean admitting you know more, that you're ahead, that they need your help. Their ego can't handle it. Here's something cool. When you stop giving free advice to people who never use it, you save so much energy. Your wisdom is valuable. Give it to people who actually apply it. Before giving advice, ask yourself, has this person actually used my advice before? If not, keep it short. Let's recap real quick. Watch how people celebrate your wins. Forced feels different than genuine. Notice if they ask what you achieved but never how you did it. Pay attention when someone stops being vulnerable with you but still wants all your business. See who roots for you publicly versus who stays silent. And track who actually takes your advice versus who just pretends to listen. When you spot these 5 signs, something important happens. You stop wasting energy on people who secretly want you to fail. You protect your wins, you guard your strategies, and you invest in friendships that are actually real. You don't need to be a psychology expert or a mind reader to see silent competition. You just need to pay attention to patterns. Pick one sign to watch for this week. Just one. Don't obsess over all 5 at once. That'll drive you crazy. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of people who spot the games and protect their peace. Drop a like if this opened your eyes, and comment which sign you've noticed in your own life. I read every comment. Remember, not everyone clapping for you wants to see you win. Some people are just checking the scoreboard. One habit at a time.